Hey, everybody, welcome to the Recoop. I'm Cooper Daniels, and I'm a guy that knows a little about a lot. And today I am here with, come on, look at who I'm here with. I'm here with Algobama, PDaddy, and Blockrunner, and DevFraccas. I got the team behind Fractal Monsters, Flemish Giants, Flemish Clones, and we're going to talk all about it. Thank you so much for joining me, guys.
What's up, Coop?
Good to be here.
What's up, Coop? Thanks for having us, man.
Hell yeah.
Happy
So
to be
look,
here.
I'm happy to have you. There's 5 of us here right now, so let's see if we can navigate that. I was thinking we might treat the beginning a bit like we're at an AA meeting where you everybody introduce, and maybe some of you need that. I don't know. Does anybody need an AA meeting? No? Yeah, okay.
College boy.
Block's like, I'm good, man. That would just mess it up. All right. So I was just thinking maybe go one by one, introduce yourself, kind of tell everybody what you're doing on these projects and how you got to maybe NFTs and Algorand. So we'll start with you, Bama.
All right, I'm Bama, Algobama on Twitter, the community manager for the Flemish Giants. I got into NFTs through, I think Fraccas actually found Algorand first on Voyager, and then we started looking at Yieldly and entering the Yieldly NFT lotteries, and started looking into it that way. Actually, we were trying to get goannas and mingos on Yieldly back in the August of last year, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I got into NFTs then, and we already knew each other, me and Block and Fraccas, and they had worked on a game before together called Roast Party. They were working on that, and
cool.
It was like a party game where you just roast your friends. And so
Nice.
when I got in NFTs and saw the art that was available at the time, knew how good an artist Block was because I've had his paintings on the wall in the basement for a while.
Yep.
So told him he should get into NFTs, and so we started up Flemish, and a couple of weeks later it was blowing up.
Yep.
And here we are.
Oh, yeah. There you are. And needless to say, you and Fraccas, you guys still have your algo on Voyager, and you're totally wrecked, right?
Oh yeah, we're good.
Holden, we tried to get that 1% APY on.
We'll get it back at some point.
Yeah. I think actually a lot of people were saved because if I remember correctly, Voyager didn't even offer any interest on algo when I looked, but it doesn't matter.
I haven't had crypto on there in a while. My brother had
Yes,
a bunch of money on Voyager. I told him not to, and then this happened. So.
Oh no, he should have. I told a buddy I know he had a bunch of Doge on, and I called him. I said, sell that and buy it on Coinbase or something. Do something else. Don't hold it there.
Yeah.
He didn't listen. All right. So next up we got Parker, aka PDaddy, and So why don't you introduce yourself, man?
Yeah, I'm PDaddy, also Parker. Don't laugh at that. It's an unfortunate thing that I gotta stick with now.
Yeah.
I got into Algo just from these guys. I was late to the party. They, had started everything, and I saw how great it was, and I wanted to be a part of it. So I learned how to do dev work, learned on the Algorand blockchain. I do a lot of the web dev for Flemish and Fractal. I do a little bit of the Discord dev. That's pretty much it.
Yeah, cool. And how about you, Block?
I'm Blockrunner. My real name's Tony. I'm the creator and artist of Flemish Giants. I've pretty much told this story a million times, but Bama pretty much, explained most of it. Like when I first got into it, I didn't really know too much about it. I mean, I knew about NFTs, but I didn't know too much about Algo. And him and Fraccas were the ones that got into it first. So I just we tossed around ideas, and we came up with an idea to do the actual Flemish Giant rabbit because I have them in the backyard. So,
Right.
that's kind of how it came up. Originally, we were gonna go with an emu because my father has like 3 emus.
Yeah, those are cool too.
Yeah, we were gonna do an emu. We ended up going with Flemish Giants. That was actually Bama's idea, and I love the way they came out, and it just boomed from there. We had no idea how popular it was gonna get in such a short time. And we're just grateful that it happened. It's awesome.
Cool. What about so V3? Is it going to be emus?
Oh no, definitely not.
No emus.
I'm also doing all the artwork for the Tamer collection for Fractal Monsters, which is Fraccas' project.
Yeah, and we're here to talk about that, aren't we? Yeah,
that's what we're here for.
And we were talking before, so there's 2,096 Tamers, right? Yeah. And 96 of those are going to go to V1 Flemish Giants holders, and then 2,000 people have been earning their way to get on a whitelist, right? We're going to talk all about this. Why don't we actually, Fraccas, why don't you introduce yourself?
Yeah, I'm the creator of Fractal Monsters, also the dev of Flemish. I have a background in computer science. I spent a few years in corporate as a software developer. Got into crypto like in 2019 mostly through Dogecoin. I was like, I had to, some money to invest, and I threw like $1,000 at Dogecoin, and then it took off, and it was crazy. So I was able to sell it all and put a big down payment on the house.
Nice.
That's kind of how I got into crypto. Yeah, with Dogecoin, and that was just speculation, but. I saw the podcast with Lex Friedman covering Algorand. That's when I started buying Algorand on Voyager, and then Brad got us into NFTs. But yeah, that's kind of how it happened. Block was doing the art for Flemish, and they said, could you put together maybe a staking page or something for the site? And that's how I started. And I've always just been a huge fan of monster taming games. It's always been like a dream. Like I started studying computer science to make monster taming games. That was like the whole goal in the first place. So put together some code and submitted it to the Algorand Foundation and got a grant, and here we are.
And here you are. So we got Brad, Tony, James, and Parker.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yep.
Okay.
That's the
Now
one.
you're fully doxed, right? All right. So let's start with this. So never. Okay. And so let's start with Fractal Monsters. So for anybody out there, play to earn monster taming game, why don't you just kind of break down, Fraccas, like what exactly the vision is for this, and, maybe how close we are, and, what people are to be looking forward to.
Yeah, so the goal really is to approach this from like a game dev perspective. We wanted to build a game that was fun to play instead of just like grinding for some tokens. So that's kind of where we started. We're very game dev driven. So the game is like a Tamagotchi monster taming game. Essentially, you have a pet. You'll buy it as a baby, or you can buy it from another player if they've already grown it to an adult. But you feed it every day. You play with it, keep it happy. The better of a trainer that you are taking care of your pets, the faster they grow and evolve. So if you're a really good trainer and you're logging in, you're feeding them, they're not sad, then you're going to get monsters that evolve over time. So it'll begin as a baby, go to like a teen, and then an adult. And then you unlock features like combat. There's exploration modes where you can like go and look for food and stuff like that. So that's kind of the idea. It's a kind of a Tamagotchi, Digimon, Pokemon hybrid on the blockchain.
Absolutely. So, okay. So what are you feeding it? Like how do you make sure that your monster's happy?
Yeah. So in the demo, at least, we just give you an apple, a few apples that you can feed them. But in the mainnet game, you'll actually be exploring, searching for apples in trees and fishing and stuff like that. So that's how you're kind of working to get items in the game to feed your pet. And that's kind of part of the mechanics.
Yeah. And you mentioned it in the beginning, like it does seem like a lot of these kind of games are just kind of like, you're trying to kind of you're trying to earn something, but it's just really trying to get coins or tokens or whatever. And it's not a lot of fun. So that seems to be the focus here, is that you guys are trying to create a fun game that is obviously, we all know already. Just look at the background for, both of you guys, but look how good that looks. That's pretty epic. Right. Which is all, it's all Blockrunner. Is it all Blockrunner? Are you doing all of this?
Well, I do just the Tamer collection.
Okay.
There's actually another artist. His name's Raz. He's
cool.
the one who created the actual monsters in the game.
Oh, nice.
And, his creativity is off the charts. Like he came up with a ridiculous amount of monsters. Like it's awesome. It's got so much variety.
Oh man,
really
those look great. Those look great too. How many monsters are there?
So for the plant monsters, there's going to be 4,096 possible combinations. So there's 16 base characters, which can be generated and combined into 4,096 plant monsters. And just to note on Roz, he's a full-time employee of Fractal. He's been a lifetime passionate gamer and huge fan of monster taming games. So this is also his life goal as well, to make a monster taming game. He's been absolutely great. Those monsters that you see on Parker's screen, he came up with those designs and the animations in the game, all that. He's great.
Yeah, seems great. So, I mean, it looks great. So, okay. So what now? Okay. If you're somebody like me, right, guys, like I'm trying to keep up and I want to participate. Now, if I'm going to, how am I going to get a tamer for everybody out there? I mean, I'm kind of skipping to, to that type of stuff. Well, there's a lot more for us to talk about, but I'm just, curious, like, how does somebody like me that is not on a whitelist get a tamer? I'm just going to have to wait for a public sale, I imagine. When is that?
Right. Yeah. So about 25% of the collection has been whitelisted, and that's half to Flemish holders who like earned staking rewards and stuff, and then also the initial people in the Discord who joined Fractal are also whitelisted, like the first 250 people who joined. So, yeah, 25% of the collection is whitelisted. The other 75% is going to be in a public shuffle on our website, and that will be within the next 2 weeks. The art's all done, and we're just getting everything ready for launch. So it's soon, very soon.
Is it possible that I don't know I'm one of those first 250 people that joined the Discord?
Yeah, it's possible. If you check in the Discord, if you have the Fractal Tamer or Fractal, what is it, Alpha Tamer
Alpha
rank?
Tamer.
Yeah, Alpha Tamer rank, then you get a whitelist as long as you register your wallet.
Oh, maybe I didn't. I don't know what I did. I mean, I remember joining the Discord a long time ago. Isn't this interesting, guys? Isn't this interesting? I literally just had you guys on so I could figure this out.
You're an alpha tamer. You are an alpha tamer in his Discord, so yeah, you've got.
So you'll get whitelisted as long as you register your wallet. You can be that, today.
So you're like, go ahead and so I'm whitelisted. Look at me. See, because I remember seeing when you guys first announced it and being like, oh, this looks amazing. And I think that was even before these tamers were done. So that's cool. Yeah. So all the art is done, right?
Yep.
Yeah. For the tamers. So we just finished like a couple days ago.
Wow. They look so good.
I'm so happy with them.
So good.
So diverse.
So cool.
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah. And does Arc 19 play into this at all? I mean, everybody's talking about Arc 19. How are you guys going to use Arc 19?
Yeah, Parker's our Arc 19 guy, so let's let him handle that.
Let's do it, yeah.
So Tamers use Arc 19 in a really creative way. It's super customizable, so there's specific assets in the Tamer like image that you can change. So like hair type, you can go between male, female, which is something big that I think not a lot of collections do. They don't really cater to both sides there. Clothing assets, you can switch from male, female. And then eyes. The eyes you can also switch from male, female. You can also, on top of that, change eye color, hair color, and skin color.
Oh, whoa.
And it's all free. So you don't have to buy each asset to change it. You automatically unlock all skin colors, all eye colors based off what traits you have. So like it's free. It's a whole new way to use Arc 19. I don't think many projects are going down that route of free customizable NFT. That's not, you have to buy this trait, this layer, this thing, and then you can have one NFT for $1 bajillion. You know what I mean? Like that's not what we're going for here.
Yeah. So but, that's pretty cool. So that's obviously there will be traits about the tamer that you can't change,
right?
But there's these specific things which is cool because like let's say I am on the whitelist and I get a tamer and then so I got a female tamer. And I'm like, all right, but I kind of wish I had a male tamer because, I'm a dude. And so you can easily change the hair. And then it's like, I can also customize it to look like me and stuff like that and all the different things. Like, so you can identify with it more. That's really cool.
Exactly.
Well, there won't be females in the initial drop, but you have the option of going on to the website and creating a female out of your character. Also, all those the changeable assets that Parker mentioned, they don't affect your rarity.
Got it.
Right.
Yeah. So whatever your rarity score is, it stays the same.
Yeah.
Got it. Right.
It's just the image that will change.
And is it something that you can always change? Sorry, man. Is it something like, I can, if like I sell my tamer, can the next owner change it to be a woman or something like that?
Definitely. Yep. Always. Yeah. Always changeable.
And just a note, there are like rare hair colors that you can't change. So like only the natural colors you can change. So like blonde, brown, the natural colors you can change to represent yourself. But if it's like purple, you get kind of stuck with purple because that's a higher rarity.
Same for skin color as well, because he said we can change skin colors, but there are going to be rare skin colors that will be the most rare that you won't be able to change. But if you get I mean, if you get a white tamer, like a really white tamer, and you want to make him more tan, you can do that.
You can do
You
that.
can change natural colors.
All the natural colors are
Yeah.
are available instantly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
And
Got it. So it's not like I'm like, oh, I want it to be, golden, like
Yeah,
you're
right.
if
Right.
it's
Exactly.
gold, if you got yeah, that's pretty
Right.
clear as gold.
Yeah.
And that makes a lot of sense to me. Well, that's a really cool
Yeah.
thing. I had
It is.
seen that.
I think one thing that's super important about Fractal Tamers is just the amount of variety. There is literally so many assets. I know it took Block 3 days to save every single file. Like,
just
it was
saving the files,
ridiculous.
yeah.
Just saving the files.
like 9-10 hours straight, just
Yeah.
sitting there. It was like a data entry job.
Yeah.
Sitting there,
For each like
save click,
headpiece, there were 45 files. So like
Really?
for one hat, 45 files. So like it's ridiculous. The variety is going to be amazing.
That's awesome. Yeah.
So where are you saving? What do you just have like servers like all around your house? Like what's going on? Like just
I have a ridiculous amount of hard drives.
Yeah.
And I keep everything that I've worked on like my entire career. I have
Right.
specific drives that are the folders are all in order by client name. Because before this, I was doing a lot of freelance work, so everything by client name. I still have everything because you never know when you can. You think of something that you can use from the past that maybe the client didn't use. You can use
Right.
it on something else. So
Yeah.
and then I keep a backup of that drive. I back
Right.
it up every few days.
Nice. So yeah, you're prepared for whatever might happen.
Right.
Okay, so you're going to be earning a token. So what's the name of the token? Sorry that I don't know that.
For Fleming or for Fractal, there's no official name yet. The token is going to be in Q4. But
What's that?
maybe like
Q4.
Q4, yeah. Maybe like Frac token that we there's no official name. It'll be Frac
No.
something. Frac
Yeah.
It'll be
token.
frack something. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then and that will be what you're earning in the game, right?
Right. Yeah, we want to do that for combat rewards and stuff like that. Yeah.
But so at what point are we going to be able to, so there's going to be a period of time where we're playing this game and there's no token yet?
Right. The initial test is going to be probably in the next month or so. It's testnet. There's no token, but the intention behind that is the game fun. Like test it, let us know if it works, if it's fun. And then as that's being tested, we're also working on the token as well. But the official launch will have a token. Yeah.
Are you going to be able to evolve monsters and stuff during that testing period? So you're going to be able to, the game is going to be working like, yeah.
Right. Yeah. The game logic's all there for the alpha testing. Yeah.
Yeah. Cool.
So yeah, really our first test is, do you like the game? Is it fun? Does it work?
Yeah. Yeah. And Bama mentioned a game that you guys worked on before where you kind of were just like with your friends, right? Like what, clowning your friends? Is that what you said? Like just talking shit to friends?
Yeah. It was like it was a roast game. Like everyone uploads a photo of themselves and it's round based. So it goes round one, it puts up the first player's photo, and then everyone writes a roast. At the end, everyone reads the roast, and then they all vote on which one was the best. At the end, it tallies up the scores.
We had a prompt mode too, where we had written a bunch of prompts. So it would be like, it would just put whoever's name you were roasting, like Fraccas. I can't even think of a good prompt right off the bat, but I mean, it would just have his name in there, and then everybody would just fill in the answer.
Right. It was like Mad Libs, where
Yeah.
one word is missing, you could just fill in one word.
Oh, cool.
That was for players that were a little more casual and just not as snappy and can't think of like a witty roast. We had
That's
that mode too, and that was pretty fun. Yeah,
that is
yeah.
fun.
And that game was on Steam. It was on the mobile app stores as well.
It was on everything. Yeah.
Is it still out there?
It's still out there, yeah. It's free now, but yeah.
It's free, but yeah, you still have it. What now, just my last question on that game, were you able to see whose roast whose roast it was, or was that like ambiguous, so you weren't like like maybe it's your best friend, alliances, or like was it on its merit for the roast? Was my question.
It reveals it at the end. Well, at the very end of the match, it'll reveal like the top roasts, and that's the only time where it kind of outs you and says, yeah, he's the one that said this.
Yeah.
Said that about your mom.
Ones. Yeah. Only specific ones at the very end.
That sounds like it could be brutal and a lot of fun to do remotely with your buds with your buds and drinking. I love hanging with my buds. All right, guys. So that's insane. So, okay, my last question, not my last question, but my next question that I've already asked, but it's just any moment that we're going to be able to get a tamer. This is the truth, right? And I believe you're announcing, you're going to announce today the mint price for the tamers.
Right. Yeah, we can go ahead and talk about that. The whitelisted price will be 200 algo, and the public shuffle 250 for the tamer. And the tamers, they come with when the game is released, the mainnet games, you get a free monster for if you hold your tamer until the game release, you get a free monster. Cool. We're also going to have like staking rewards for the tamers as well, so you'll earn rewards for holding your tamer. You get it's an OG avatar border for holding an OG tamer. So everyone will know when you have that tamer that you were the first person to ever buy an NFT from the project. So we plan to be doing this project for years ahead. So that first group of people who bought will be known that they were the first. And on top of that, we have the Arc 19 customization for tamer. So those are kind of the benefits that come with getting a tamer in this first drop.
Oh, that's awesome. I mean, so if you hold this thing for a long time, there's going to be a lot of benefit to just being kind of like having it while testnet happens, and then it's just and then it's just going to kind of continue, and then you're going to get rewards for holding it for that long.
Right. And one thing I forgot to mention, if you hold the tamer, you get testnet access to the game as well to help us alpha test.
Sweet. And I mean, how is it? Is it soon? Is that coming soon?
Testnet? We're hoping the end of next month.
And then how about the tamer whitelist and public shuffle?
That should be in the next week or so.
Oh shoot!
Yeah, we're close.
Very soon.
Yeah. And so what's the long term? I mean, clearly, you have testnet, and then there's going to be the game activity, and then you're going to be able to do all the things. But is there? And you just mentioned it that there's going to be you're going to be doing this for a long time. Is there a kind of a pot of gold at the end of the rainbow? Are you trying to get where are you headed with the game? What's the dream?
So with the scope of this project, we knew we'd have a small team, 3 to 5 people can't really make a great 3D open world MMO. But if we do really well with this 2D version of the game, we want to create a 3D version, like an open world multiplayer game where people are running around and your monsters are following you. So that's the end goal. If we can gather the funds to hire a legit, sizable team, we want to build a big 3D open world game. And Parker and I actually in 2015, we actually tried. I was still in college at the time, but we created a 3D open world Pokemon MMO, and it was really cool. People liked it. It was popular. It was just 2 of us, and it had a lot of bugs, and we were young. So, but
it was rough, but it was fun.
It was really fun. It was a great learning experience. Yeah.
So you guys have all been doing this, you guys. I mean, it's just and if I remember correctly, Block, didn't you have an NFT project, or was it a very short-lived NFT project before Flemish Giants?
Yeah, it was very short-lived. I mean, it was my first dabble, in the space. That was right around the time when they first got into Algo. So, at first they were, trying to coerce me into starting the Algo thing. And I was really rebellious about it. I was like, oh, there's more money over here. I got to try it over here, and sure enough, I started something and it garnished zero attention, didn't even get viewed.
Yeah.
Not a single view. So I was like, what the hell is it? Meanwhile, I'm serious. Not a single view. And it was
nobody cares. Yeah.
But it was because everything is oversaturated. Especially on other chains, So there is no room for entry. It's either somebody who can put your name out there, or just
that's right.
You'll never get noticed, which is what happened.
You'll never get noticed. Yeah, you need a team. You would need to hire somebody in order to to convince people to pay attention. But in Algorand, it's a bit of a small smaller city, smaller town vibe where you come in with something quality. People are like, wait a second, what is this? And that's what happened with Flemish Giants, right?
And here is where, like here on Algo, is where I happen to know somebody, and that was Bama. Bama had already been, having conversations with people on Twitter, and so many people were knowing who he was, and he brought up, hey, I got a friend that has some artwork. He wants to put it out, and other people, they bid onto it. They're like, yeah, let's see it. And then we put out the first drop of like 10, and the response was crazy. Everyone was like, oh, you didn't hype it up enough. We didn't expect it to be that good.
Yeah.
And it was early. It was early too.
It was early.
So,
I mean, I don't think I was quite aware of what a 100-piece project could do price wise, because I was like, oh, these rabbits are cool, and that's when I remember seeing that. And then all of a sudden I was like, shit, they're so expensive. Damn. So, okay, Bama, I see you on Twitter, and I've kind of like, we haven't participated. I see you on Twitter all the time. You're talking to Soul guys, you're talking to ETH guys, you're talking to Polygon guys, and like you're active. You seem to, I don't know, you have relationships with other chains, and I think you collect NFTs on other chains. Well, what is it about Algorand that kind of is your center base, and why do you think that maybe other people should come over and start to help build this out? What's your bull case for Algorand is basically what I'm asking.
I haven't collected too much on other chains. I've got one on OpenSea that I really like, or on Ethereum, but I own Jenkins the Valet is the name of that one. So I interact with them a bit, and I've got an OK Bear on Solana, which I terribly regret buying that.
Oh no!
And
I wouldn't have with him on that one.
Oh, you guys would have on it?
Yeah, it's probably the worst buy of my life. But I don't know, and it's just like on those. Besides Jenkins the Valet, I've never seen a community that's stuck together and like really became friends the way that it happens on Algorand. And I think it's because of the small town vibe that you talk about, which I'm from a small town myself, and it's kind of the same way as it is in a small town in real life. Like everybody on Algorand knows everybody, and if anybody gets in an argument, then everybody knows about it. And and like,
that's funny. Yeah.
And it's just, I don't know, it's a lot of fun knowing everybody in the space. And I think in the future, I mean, all these people that we know will still be there, and we'll all be the OGs, and there'll be a bunch of new people here with us, and it'll be a lot of fun then. But I don't know, I just, the Solana community is it just seems like it's all hype based, like something drops and then it pumps for a little bit, and you better sell on that first pump or it's just over with. But like, I mean, we still have people popping into, like with Flemish Giants, we've had a lot of V1 sales in the last couple of weeks. Still have new people popping into OG projects every day and sweeping floors, like Zeus, sweeping Gecko fam. I mean, Gecko has been around for months now. Yeah. And then out of nowhere, somebody comes in and buys them all up. And I mean, it's made that project huge, which the Wise Uncles art is great.
Yeah. It's so good. Yeah, it's so good. Yeah. Zeus blessed me recently with a Wise Uncle, which was,
I saw that,
which was quite a gift, to be honest.
Yeah,
but but it was,
you don't see stuff like that on any other chain, I don't think. Maybe on other chains, like on on the smaller chains, I'm sure they have the same kind of vibe that we do, like on AVAX or HBAR or something like that. But I've never checked them out. I mean, it's just, I wouldn't want to go to another community that you're going to have to build up. I mean, all of my energy I'll dedicate to building up Algo NFTs, and I'll drop in if there's something cool on Solana or Ethereum that I see. But I don't really hang out in their Discords. It's all just, it's just people flooding the chat for whitelists and
spamming.
No real conversation going on. It's just not fun at all.
Yeah, it's a serious red flag. It happens every once in a while in Algorand, and if I go into a Discord and it's just all that type of stuff, I'm like, all right, what's going on here? This doesn't seem at all authentic.
Yeah.
What was I going to say? I was going to say, about that small town thing. Also, what I've noticed about, because, in a small town, very often nobody leaves, right? And it really feels like in Algorand, nobody's leaving. I mean, we've been through a terrible bear market. They keep on inflating us, and we're like, all right, we're going to get through this. We're going to get through this. And the price keeps on going down, but nobody seems to be, I mean, there's a couple of people that get angry about it, but like, it seems like everybody's keeping the faith.
Yeah.
Sticking around.
And it seems like everybody just has so much belief in the tech itself that they're willing to accept big L's right now because they know that in the future it's going to be, I mean, it's just the best. Like if you've interacted with Solana or with Ethereum and then with Algorand, it's night and day. I don't understand how it hasn't popped off already.
Same for development.
I mean, it's just a matter of time.
And what were you going to say, Parker?
I was just saying it's the same for development. Algorand development is just, it's way more facilitating than other chains. It's insane.
Did you guys, did both of you have any difficulty with the different language and with using Algorand with Teal and all that?
You're like, we don't. We use Reach mostly.
Oh,
okay. So that kind of avoids the PyTeal problem. I do dabble in Python, but I don't know how similar PyTeal is to Python.
Got it.
Yeah, the Algorand SDK is great. Like any developer from like Web2 could come in and easily pick it up. PyTeal, I looked at Teal and I wasn't a huge fan, but Reach kind of, fills the gap, I guess. It makes it easy for a Web2 developer to come in and adapt to blockchain dev. So shout
out to Reach, making this all possible, right?
Right.
All right. And then, so I guess like when it comes to building a game, Fraccas, like, and having a chain like Algorand, what are some of the unique benefits to building that game on Algorand compared to maybe a Polygon or something like that?
Yeah, I haven't done much dev work on other chains, but with Algorand, the transaction time is short. It's like 4.5 seconds. So I can, in the game, I can feed the monster and within 4 seconds already confirm that the action has occurred and then update the metadata and then send it back to the user in the game, which is really handy. If it took, if it was minutes, then we would have to come up with a different system. We'd have to put all the monster data in a database or something. But luckily, because the transaction speed is pretty good, we can do all the store the information on the blockchain. Outside of that, transaction fees are, a fraction of a penny. So, when we're checking if the pets are happy or not, like if they're being taken care of, that's only a fraction of a penny for us to do a check on each monster. So if the gas fees were, $20, there's just no way we could even do that. We'd have to come up with a different structure. Again, we have to use Web2 databases, and that's in that case probably.
I mean, and even if it were like 3 cents, that would even present a barrier, right? So
absolutely,
that fraction of a penny
that would stack.
It is great. It's amazing. Yeah,
it'd be like $120 every time you check the whole collection.
Well, and you can't do that, right? I mean, that's
not sustainable
now.
The game.
Imagine,
so you
waiting 4 minutes. 4 minutes to hand your monster an apple. You hand him an apple. You're like, all right, screw this game, man.
So
I'm
fun.
Yeah.
I've drank an entire 6-pack while this thing was eating an apple.
Right, exactly.
All right.
So we're lucky. We are.
Yeah, that's cool. All right. So that sounds good. So, all right, let's talk a little bit about Flemish Giants, and that roadmap behind Block is pretty damn exciting. So, like you said, 100 V1 Flemish Giants, and then there was, how many clones are there?
3,300.
3,300 clones.
3,300 clones, but there's also 69 collaboration slots that were reserved, and they still are. It's just, I ended up moving over to the Tamer collection, which I'm finished with that art, so now I can get back on Flemish full steam.
I can imagine. I mean, you just did what was it again? It was a 2,000 at least 2,000 Tamers, and the detail in all of your work is just it's just incredible.
Thank you,
I imagine that takes some time. That takes
yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So all right. So okay. So why don't you guys tell me a little bit about like where the Flemish Giants project is headed and what your vision for that is.
All right. I've been somewhat out of the loop with Flemish, which is crazy because it's my collection. But I've been working on the Tamers.
Yeah.
I just finished all the Tamer art, so I'm just jumping in. So like it was a huge help having these guys pretty much lift up all the ideas that we came up with for the roadmap and they started carrying them out. Like they started doing carrots. The whole carrots thing. Like I'm oblivious to a lot of it.
Okay,
like
cool.
I'm just picking it up. I'm learning it as they're developing. So like without them, a lot of that stuff wouldn't have begun, right now.
Right. Yeah. So tell me about it. I mean, maybe carrots. I'd like to know. I'm earning carrots. What am I going to do with those carrots? And then also the roadmap and where you're headed. How about you, Algobama?
Yeah. So we got the staking on the website. I mean, kind of staking, or you just have to go in and click harvest on each of your Flemmies, and not have them listed, and you will get your carrots. I think it's 2 per drop for the clones, and then 15 or 30 per drop for the giants, for the V1s.
Right.
The Parker got our sports betting up and running in the Discord. He created a bot for that, which is really nice. It's got the schedule on there where it shows all the bets for the day, and then a nice drop down menu. It's really easy to work with, but we want to move all of that over to the website. So he's working on that now. We're working on building out the sports betting on the website. He's almost done with raffles on the website, where you will be able to enter raffles with Carrot to win NFTs. We also have the option to include ASAs and multi-mint NFTs or ASAs like other like shrimp. We could do raffles for shrimps and stuff like that.
Yeah, I think people would like that.
We're gonna raffle off some merch.
Nice
stuff like that. Try to spice up the raffles a little bit.
I was doing I was doing a little like fashion show for you guys, like at 1:00 my time the other night. So you can tell. So you can tell where my head was. It was like 1:00. I'm like, this guy's talking about merch. I know who's got good merch, and it's in my closet.
With that.
Yeah.
Everybody started posting merch once you did it.
Did it? Okay, good. I like it. So with the sports, and I'm gonna let you continue. The sports betting, are you betting with Carrot? Or are you betting with Algo? Or it's Carrot?
Yeah, you're betting with Carrot.
It's Carrot. Yeah.
Carrot.
Yeah.
Cool. I guess that keeps keeps you out of like any kind of crosshairs.
Oh,
right?
Yeah.
You're like, no, dude, we're doing dollars. Like,
straight dollar, US dollar.
US dollar betting. That's it. You're just allowed to do that, right?
The website also, we have, I don't know how many people are aware of it. We've posted about it a few times and try to remind people as often as possible that we've got on our website, because we have issues with our images not loading on NFT Explorer with clones. I don't know if you've ever noticed that. If you go to our collection page on NFT Explorer and try to scroll down and shop for one, you'll get it. Sometimes you'll get an error, or it'll just take really long for it to load. So Parker has given us the ability on our website to actually shop for clones on there, and he's going to be adding V1 on there too, so you can look on there. We have the listings from AlgoX NFT and Rand Gallery available on there. So cool, and it loads instantly on there. We've got the images. It loads fast, so that it's a lot better shopping experience. I wish we could. That's what I really want people to know about, because I feel like NFT Explorer, if you went there and you got it, if you got an error and you couldn't see anything, then you would just move on to the next thing. There's so many options to buy, that if you just go on there and you get an error and you can't see what it is, it's like, all right, well, I'll just look at something else. So I'm worried that might be holding us back. So we try to really emphasize that we want the people to go to our website. So that's why we're moving everything to our website. We want everything to be just a central hub on our website, so you can do your sports betting on there, and you can shop for your clones and your giants on there. You can stake for your Carrot on there. We'll have the raffles on there. We're going to be adding auctions as well, I think, for Carrot, where you'll be able to auction off your NFTs. But we're going to need to build out a little bit more utility for the Carrot. We think before that will be useful.
Right.
I mean, I don't think people are going to be trading high value NFTs for Carrot today, but we're definitely going to make it. I mean, shrimp, or Mingo and Yieldling really set the standard with their shrimp.
Man, there's we have. I mean, I saw the new Shamir, the new head of Web3 at the foundation, was on Twitter begging for shrimp. So for some reason, for some reason, nobody has shame. I was like, I don't even
so
like
was
asking
I have 0 shrimp. So
I have 85 shrimp and just a purple, mostly friend. But I mean, we really kind of lost our. Nobody's afraid to beg for shrimp. So
yeah, I mean, Big Brain VC was asking Chris Winter for shrimp the other day,
and Chris was like, "Fuck you!"
He's like,
kick rocks.
Man, I need it all. Like,
it's great how they created that type of demand with what with what they've done. Everybody wants the shrimp. Yeah, it's really great.
So
and then you just have to patiently wait. I mean, it'll be 2075 before I fully evolve without somebody's help. But it is pretty cool. So if you're to get Carrot, the only way currently you can get Carrot is if you stake your clones or your V1s,
or if you bet on the sports betting. That's another way to get it. We're probably going to be because we do our poker tournaments pretty often. Looking at giving out carrots as rewards for the poker tournaments to get people to show up to those. We've been doing a lot of poker tournaments with other projects, so we don't have problems with participation. We'll have 75 people show up for those, but we'd like to get that to be a full Flemish community event and have carrots for those. What was it? Was there another way that we were looking at rewarding carrots? I don't know off the top of my head.
I was just thinking about, you were saying earlier, small town, if there's drama and everything. And, there was something going on with you, Bama, a month ago or something. And some dude, this is, if you made it to the 45-minute mark. And I didn't fully track what was going on. I met you guys, and there was a dude that was really kind of going after you, and I don't think anybody was really siding with him, to be honest. But what was that about? My point of view, and then you can correct. I feel like you did a giveaway, and they made a scandal out of it. So wait, what happened?
He had a point to an extent, but he just took it way too far. I did this giveaway for a Mingo, and I had said that I was doing it for reaching 5,000 followers, because I had said earlier in the day, if I get to 5,000 followers, I'll do a Mingo giveaway, and then I was 25 followers short, and so I tweeted that I was I'm 25 followers short, but I like y'all, so I'll do the giveaway now anyway. Right. Follow, and then I said follow Fractal Monsters, and I was just trying to get him some extra followers out, because I knew that if you're giving away a Mingo, it's going to get 600 or 700 retweets. So I was like, I might as well try to get Fractal Monsters some followers out of it. But I just said that I'm 25 followers short of the 5,000 followers goal that I wanted to hit to give away this 2,000 Algo NFT. So I felt like it would just, with all of the instructions that I had put in there, I didn't feel like it was necessary to also add that you have to be following me. So whenever I did the giveaway on the retweet picker website, I made the criteria that you have to be following me, but I didn't have that as one of the criteria in the tweet, because I felt like it was understood. And so then I ran the giveaway, and this guy, somebody won, and then it noticed that they weren't following me, so it skipped over them and it picked another winner. And then I posted the link. I should have just said who won on Twitter. Nobody ever takes a screenshot. I think it was a screenshot that I did, or to a link, something. I put the screenshot of it showed the guy who won and then got disqualified, and then it showed the winner. And so it wasn't even the guy that got disqualified that came after me. It was somebody else offended on his behalf.
It was someone else. That was the crazy part. Yeah.
And then he just, I thought he was trolling for a while, because he was just saying crazy stuff, and then he said that he was gonna get my family. I'm not gonna say exactly what he said, because
sorry, YouTube, that's not even. I'm laughing. Yeah, I'm laughing at this, but that is a ridiculous.
He went crazy in my DMs.
It's crazy.
Crazy.
It was funny because of how weird it was. It was so weird. But
I wasn't
became
actually
it became borderline hostile, with the words. you know,
Right.
threatening loved ones and stuff like that. But you know, I'm sure
borderline
that
hostage.
they never would have followed.
Said he was gonna kill my sister. I mean, it was on the fence on whether this was offensive or not.
Because you know, you look at stuff like that, you're like, this guy's not gonna follow through. He's salty, he's pissed off, he wants.
He had been trolling on Twitter for like 2 weeks, and I just went along with it.
Right.
Like he called me a scammer all the time, and I just joked
saw
along
that.
with him. And then and so that kind of caught on, like, you know, Alien Space Syndicate. He called us the Algo Scam Syndicate.
Right.
And so that kind of blew up with them, and so then they started calling me a scammer on Twitter all the time, and then it just caught on, and now everybody calls me a scammer all the time.
They bust each other's chops all the time.
So now you're just a scammer. Got it.
Yeah.
I mean, what a wild thing to go like that level, like DEF CON, whatever, like because you didn't make it clear that
you have to be following me as a prerequisite for a giveaway that I'm doing for reaching 5,000 followers. Like, I'm going to give it to somebody that doesn't follow me.
That doesn't even follow, yeah.
That's a crazy thing to do. So it wasn't me that won that initial. No,
it wasn't you.
Turns out it was me. I'm like, damn. All right. So
yeah, that guy got kicked off of Twitter, by the way.
Did he really?
Banned. Yeah, he's fully banned.
Well, and he had a project too, right, where he was accused of being a rug, right?
Yeah.
Something along.
We're giving
those
this guy
lines,
a lot of airtime. I don't need to.
Yeah, I don't want to say his name.
Yeah, we don't have to. But the Alien Space Syndicate also they got in trouble, right? That project got in a little bit of trouble a while ago too. I'm talking to them. I've been in that Discord, and that is a fucking hysterical place. It's like it's almost I need to be in the right mood to go in there because it's like, all right, I got to be on my toes because these people are going to be funny.
That's the utility. The utility of Alien Space Syndicate is just their Discord is hilarious.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Cool.
Yeah.
So they had some art issues, right? And then they handled it pretty cool, and like they're still kicking.
I mean, it wasn't. Yeah, I think if they wouldn't. I mean, they did that voluntarily because they didn't realize either that the guy had used that where he got his inspiration from. And
right.
I think they could have stuck with it and they would have been fine because it wasn't that bad. But they did it just because they felt like they needed to, and they've moved on. I don't think it's really hurt them at all.
Yeah.
No. Cool. All right. So you got the betting, you got the carrot, and Will, are you guys seeing like carrots having some utility towards, I don't know, like the images, the NFTs, or like in the future? Or, I mean, how does the Flemish Giants project kind of evolve, do you think?
Yeah, we're looking at it. We've got a semi-announced collection that we're going to do for Flemish holders. It'll be splicing.
Splicing, yeah.
We're still figuring out exactly how we want to do it. We want to incorporate ARC-19 and do something cool with it. But we
by
don't
splicing, what do you mean by splicing?
Splicing two clones together. If you own two clones, you can you basically volunteer to splice them together. The system, well, I don't want to get too into detail, but you will end up choosing one of those clones to basically sacrifice in the process. So that one of those clones will go into like sick bay or med bay after the process, and then you'll receive a like a baby Flemmy. That carries on, a lot of the same attributes of the two parents that you chose.
Oh wait, okay. So this is like a like the two clones kind of kill each other, making a baby, or just one?
No, it's like genetic splicing because the main character in the Flemmy world is Professor Carrots.
Yeah.
So,
okay.
Because of the beginning of the V2 collection was him, an experiment goes wrong. Right. So he didn't mean to pump out as many clones as he did.
Got it.
So this in a way kind of makes the collection a little bit deflationary. So this way it's not not as big. Yeah. And and it just sets the stage for something else that we have planned.
Nice.
So you can see it right there, that little tower behind the mountains. Yeah.
And nobody knows what that tower is, right?
Nope.
Nope. But you guys know what that tower is.
We do. Yeah.
I'm excited to find out what that tower. So what do I need? Like, what do I need to be? So why we won't tell anybody, but what should I be accumulating, guys, to make sure that I'm in like good shape in for the future of Flemish Giants and Fractal Monsters?
Definitely. If you can, stake your Flemmies, collect carrot.
Yeah.
Keep collecting carrot, because we're only gonna keep creating new use cases for the token.
Yeah.
Cool. That's probably the biggest thing for now.
Good. Well, I got that, but well, I don't have a lot. I think I need to start betting. I need to start betting my carrot.
Yeah.
And then
that's a good way to get a nice boost.
Yep.
That's how I lost all my carrot.
See?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's a cautionary tale.
I lost all mine.
Yeah, I
Did
went
you
all
really?
in.
What did
I went all in on Tom Aspinall. He was the main event on a UFC like 2 weeks ago, and he blew his knee out like 15 seconds in, and I lost all my carrot that way. But he would. I mean, he was definitely going to win. Aspinall.
Who was he? Aspinall and who? Who fought?
Who did he fight? Let me see. I forgot already. He fought Curtis Blades.
Oh, that's right.
Blades,
yeah, exactly. Oh, he was
ended up injuring his
guy.
own leg.
Yeah,
he injured his own leg kicking him.
I saw that. That was a bummer. Like, because he was in his home. I think he was in England, right? He's probably a London-based fighter, and Curtis Blades he's an American, right? I think.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
So that would have been I lost all of my carrot and some of my shrimp. That was the big travesty there. I mean, sorry for Tom Aspinall, but I needed that shrimp.
Yeah, you're like, you're that shrimp, right? You must. Like, this guy's career's over, but like fucking lost all my damn shrimp. I know. Oh man. So what kind of things can we bet on? I mean, I know you're always posting about UFC, Bama. Is it all types of things, or is it mainly fights?
Parker,
right now we got in the Discord currently we got baseball and UFC. We're kind of in a sports drought. A lot of the seasons haven't started yet, so once football starts, we'll get football. We'll have basketball, we'll have college and professional for both. We're looking at getting some soccer going. I know that's really popular.
Oh, the World Cup. Yeah,
the World Cup. That'll be in there. Yeah. Just pretty much any
presidential
sport.
election.
The presidential election is also able to be bet on.
Yeah.
Nice.
And so we're moving all that to the website so we can get more complex with it, have more fun with it. We can try and do parlays.
That's crazy.
Just do all kinds of crazy stuff with it. Be like DraftKings, but on the Flemmy website.
Yeah.
For carrot.
Carrot. Yeah. For carrot. So, all right. Well, what am I missing? What did I not ask you guys? Has this been torture? Do you guys feel tortured by this, or are we doing all right?
No, this is great. I wish everything was like this.
The best AA meeting ever.
Stuff to tell you about.
Yeah, the best.
The best AA meeting.
Frackas, I'm sure you've come up with some stuff about Fractal while we've been talking.
Yeah. What did we forget? Yeah, because I mean, what do we? Yeah, what do you got?
Ooh, talk about the website.
We haven't talked too much about the website. There's so you can buy your first monsters through the shuffle system on the website using Reach. We have a binding system. There's a marketplace, so all the monsters can be sold on secondary on the marketplace. And there's also if you own a monster, then you can create a profile. So if I bought a monster from Parker, it logs that, and people can see like in the public like transaction history, like DevFraccas bought this monster from Parker, and you can use Parker's profile picture. All his monsters can view my profile picture, all my monsters. So it's almost like a social media hub for like monster taming. It's pretty cool.
Hell yeah!
So you can create your own profile, bios. The video game is going to be on the website, so you can just play from a tab as long as you have one monster. You can play the game. Parker, anything else you can think of?
I might be biased, but I think it might be the best website available. At least on the Algorand community. I'm not trying to take any shots here, but this is my prize creation here.
Yeah, he's proud of what he did, and it looks really good, like really good.
Well, it works great.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah. It's beautiful.
It's run by smart contracts.
It's run by smart contracts.
Hell yeah!
There's a marketplace. There's the shuffle page. There's a dashboard where you can see all your monsters. There's a social media aspect. It's just like everything.
Wow.
It's a lot.
So,
It's a lot,
so
yeah.
you're saying that like all the shuffles are going to happen on the website. There's going to actually be a marketplace that's not going to direct you to Rand or wherever.
Right.
You're going to be able to execute. You're going to be able to buy on
marketplace. Yeah.
Yep.
Our
Hell
own
yeah.
marketplace with their own smart contracts. Yeah.
Because I mean,
pretty impressive.
the monsters that we have use a special metadata type that we've come up with. So that means systems like AXN and RAN won't be able to display the monsters the same way that our website can. So it's pretty important that we have the marketplace available for everybody, because it's very important you see what monster you're buying. So it's a really cool system, and it's fun to play with.
Yeah,
Cool.
monsters are like a manifestation of their metadata, and so you'll like a monster can be like a baby or a teen or an adult, but it's always the same NFT that's always changing. Like their hunger levels are always changing in the same NFT. You're not like burning an NFT for a new monster. So it's kind of a new system that other people haven't done yet.
Right. And then as you evolve a monster, they never retreat. Do they, like if you sell it, does it retreat, or is it always going to be, not retreat, it's the wrong word, but they never go backwards,
devolve,
right? They're always,
yeah.
devolve.
Right, yeah. Yeah,
But
there's
they
no
don't,
plans
do
for
they?
that currently. Yeah.
Yeah.
The only thing that changes is there's the bond stat. The longer that you own a monster and the better that you do, your bond stat of that monster goes up. But once you sell it to someone else, it resets to 0. So now they have to make that monster like them over time. That's the only thing that gets reset.
Cool. And is there any like being able to play the game on a phone? Is that something that you are thinking about in the future? And
it seems like before like Web3, like crypto-based games had issues getting on the app stores, but I'm starting to see like Axie is getting on the app store. So I think the mobile device is a good fit for our game. Like having a notification on your phone, your pet's hungry, you should log in and feed it and stuff like that. That's our plan. Yeah.
That's a good question that I haven't asked. Like when you look out in like Web3 play to earn gaming, what games do you see that you actually think are cool, or maybe you even modeled some of this about around?
Yeah, so Axie used to be considered like the gold standard, but they've had a huge hack, and the prices, I don't know what percentage they've gone down, but I think people are kind of rethinking like tokenomics and Web3, and I think most of the games built before were not super fun, because it takes a few years to build like a fun game, it takes a while, it takes work. So I think the best games are still being built right now. So, I mean, we have a few in Algorand that are fun. Alcumon's pretty fun. When they have PvP, that's going to be a lot of fun, I believe.
Yeah.
Age of Tactics, I think that's one. It's like a Hearthstone-looking game. That looks fun. It's not out yet, but I think that the best games are being built right now. I think they're not out yet.
Yeah. The Age of Tactics, that's also really aesthetically pleasing. I don't know much about the game, but the
great art.
Yeah, really nice art. And that guy's fun too. Well, we all met him, right? We all met him in Denver.
I met him again here in New York.
Cool.
A couple weeks ago, actually. Yeah.
Yeah.
I've still got my things that I got from Denver right here.
Oh, yeah, right in front of you. Right in front of you.
Yeah,
great.
Yeah, the artwork is crazy.
Yeah, that's
really,
cool.
Really.
So there seems to be like a good amount of like energy towards gaming on Algorand. There's like a few different things. It seems like sports, music, and games are starting to really starting to happen, right?
Yeah.
I think it's all being built. Yeah.
It's a great blockchain for it.
Yeah. I mean, like you kind of mentioned it with like the tokenomics of play to earn games. There's a lot of people out there saying now that like, it's kind of like a fantasy, right? I guess like that, speaking of Solana, the Steppen, I think it's called, that kind of thing. Like it got really expensive and then you weren't earning anything. And I mean, how do you avoid some of these hurdles, or, I don't know, where the token gets so expensive that there's no incentive to play anymore? Or what is the problem? What is the problem with play to earn as you see it right now?
Right, it's tricky. I mean, if people are playing the game just to earn the tokens, I think if the model's set up that way, eventually the first people make the money and the last people, don't really get anything and lose their money. Yeah. So that's why we decided to build our game first and come out with the token after, instead of releasing a token first and then having issues, if we release too early without really studying it. So that's why we're waiting until after the game's built to integrate the token. And we have investors who are helping us look into it. So it's that's like Q3 or now once the Tamers come out, our next goal is to, polish the game and really study the tokenomics and see who's really doing the best right now, because what we thought was the best isn't, we found that out with Axie.
Yeah,
Mhm.
right. I mean that's the way to do it, right? You guys have beautiful art. You have something that's got everybody super excited, and you're like, all right, we're going to make a cool, fun game, and then we'll add a token, and then there'll be that incentive, and that'll make it fun too. But before you have all of that, and it sounds like you have some smart people helping you with the tokenomics and everything as well.
Right. Exactly.
Who are these smart people? Which intelligent people invested in this game?
They're public as investors. So I can mention them. It's KK Honey. It's a husband-wife combo. And they're really active in the community. Huge Flemish whales, and they've been great. Like they come from. I don't know if I should talk about their background, but they're smart people.
Yeah, cool.
They're smart people.
Yeah,
So they qualify. Yeah,
they're qualified people. Yeah.
Yeah, they're qualified to be under that smart umbrella. All right. And then did I see that? Was it not borderless? No borderless.
You talking about for Algomon?
Oh, is that Algomon? I thought it was for you.
Oh, the $1 million investment.
Oh, is that that was borderless into Algomon?
I'm not sure who it was, but Algomon did raise a lot of money recently.
Yeah.
We talked to some VCs, and we decided, for now at least, we're not taking any more money at the moment. We have an Algorand Foundation grant, and we have an investor already. So
you're good. You're like, we don't need to give this away. We don't need that money. So why are we taking it and giving away our cut? I get that. That makes sense to me. Yeah. At this moment, yeah. And you're like, eventually, maybe when you're trying to scale again, you're like, oh, you never mind. Actually,
yeah.
Remember that money?
You remember when you said you liked this? Oh man. All right, guys. Well, thanks for hanging out with me for the hour. Is there any final words about, about anything?
Tamers are coming soon. Mint price is dropping today. A lot of benefits for holding Tamers. The best artist on the blockchain, in my opinion, created the Tamers. Lots of Fractal Monster benefits. We're probably going to give benefits to Flemish as well for holding Tamers. So, yeah, a lot of stuff. Having fun with it.
Yeah, we forgot to mention that we're going to try to integrate Carrot into the Fractal somehow. Like we obviously we're all really good friends, so we don't have any plans for that, but we're gonna, and then it won't be anything that would give Flemish holders a competitive advantage over Fractal players, but just something maybe cosmetic use or something like that would give it some cool utility. We're exploring that kind of thing.
Yeah. Do you guys like kind of sit around and like brainstorm on how the Giants might be able to, I don't know, like in that world, the Fractal Monster world? Are you thinking, there might be a cool way to kind of blend these two worlds?
Yeah, well, like I said before, like creating a monster taming world is like my dream. Like this is like my dream job, what I've always wanted to do, and I have like a vision for the game. So like I wouldn't really want rabbit trainers running around like rabbits in the world. I think it wouldn't really make sense for like the game backstory, but we do want to have cross benefits between the two projects. Like Brad said, cosmetics, maybe Flemmy holders get free cosmetic shirts or things of that nature in the game.
Right. Nice. Yeah, I don't think the two projects fit like lore wise, story wise and whatnot.
Yeah.
But like just project wise on the outside, that's why behind me you see like the little dock. It's like a boat system that goes to Fractal Island. That's that's the bridge between the two projects. And that's what'll be discussed outside in Discord and whatnot. But as far as like within the game, we have a few assets in the Tamer collection that are a nod to Flemish Giants, obviously.
Right. Cool.
Yeah.
And how about you, Bama? What NFT project are you most excited about outside of, Fractal Monsters? And I'm putting you on the spot, make you pick a favorite. But like, is there anything you're looking at being like, damn, this thing is cool? Or, I've
been obsessed with the Mostly Friends, for the last couple of weeks. I love how they did it. They just made everything fit together so well with, like, they tied in all three of their collections, the Yieldlings, the Mingos, and the Mostly Friends. There's a good use for all of them. The Shrimp is just a perfect execution of a community token, in my opinion.
Yeah.
And a lot of things to do with it, with their sports betting and their auctions and their raffles. They've done really well. So I really like that. And I'm looking forward to the goAnna V2 drop. Really excited about that.
Yeah, that's exciting. That's coming like in the next couple of weeks, right?
Yeah, sometime this month. I'm not sure exactly when.
Yeah, with that Mostly Friends, I kind of get behind on the NFTs, and I was like, okay, I need to have one of these. I don't have a Mingo. And so I actually won that shuffle, which I couldn't believe because it like went in 7 seconds, and I was like, I was fast enough to do that. Look at me. I mean, I plugged in the Ethernet. I mean, I really was very serious about it, and I, you know what I mean? Like I wasn't messing around. And then I went and kind of like bought the dip on a Mingo that had already dreamed his friend. So I was like, all right, now I feel like I'm doing a little bit better.
Yeah, you should hold on to those for sure.
Yeah,
I think Mingo will always be up there as in the elite few at the top of Algo
he's
NFTs.
Been there for sure. And it's always, both of those look great. And by the way, Flemish Giants, I think you guys are top 5 all-time volume on Algorand, right?
Yeah, the clones are number 4.
Yeah.
And the Flemish Giants, I think, are number 11.
Right.
Which is pretty good for a collection of 100 pieces.
Yeah, it's pretty insane.
That is pretty insane.
Did not expect it.
Yeah, you just were like, you made you put it out there and people went crazy for it. That's amazing.
No, it's number 10, Flemish Giants.
Number 10.
Yeah.
Nice.
And
so what
Flemish
is it? So it's like, is Goanna so it goes like Goanna, then Mingo, and then
Octorand.
And
then Flemish clones, then Alchemon, Crazy Goose Flock, Yieldlings, Platinum Astros, Akita Kennel Club, and then Flemish Giants.
Got it.
It's it was really cool too that the Yieldling, or when the Mostly Friends drop happened, all 3 of their projects were in the top 5, or in the top 4 actually at one point. The Mostly Friends were number 1, and then Mingos were number 2, and then Yieldling was like number 4. It just showed how well they tied everything together. So they're everything we're doing, we're trying to be at least as good as Mingo. So
that's it.
They've set the bar really high.
They have, and they've been around basically, from the beginning of me paying attention to Algorand NFTs, and people love them. I mean, that's for sure. Like when I talk about other chains and you go on Twitter, people show their respect. They're like, well, we actually like those, Oh, that's cool. Like, they're a good calling card.
I think Goanna V2 will have that same draw too, because with the Goanna the V1s, they're not as accessible as Mingos are with price wise, and it's not a huge collection. But with the Goanna V2, it'll be like Mingos is, and it'll be a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to that drop.
Well, maybe I'll finish it on this.
Too.
I mean, we kind of, I'm excited too, and we've sort of talked about it, but maybe we'll just finish on what is it that you think is needed in the Algorand space to kind of grow this thing. Because to me, and maybe I'm in a bubble, I am in a bubble, but to me, it seems obvious that Algorand NFTs should blow up, and they are blowing up. But is there anything that you see that you're like, oh, if this was different, or if this wasn't happening, or people need to do this? You guys have any opinions on how to grow the Algorand ecosystem?
I think we need eyes on, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just more people looking. Because, obviously, if you're looking, you're going to see how great it is. So,
well, and frankly, sorry to interrupt, but a game like Fractal Tamers, right? A game like this that looks beautiful, that works well, that is fun to play, and then eventually people can play to earn. Everybody likes to earn, I remember in the beginning of or in the middle of this huge bull run, everybody's talking about how in the Philippines, people are making their living playing Axie Infinity. You know what I mean? Everyone was super excited. And I'm sure those articles drew a lot of people to playing those games on Axie Infinity. But I think that Fractal Monsters and Alchemon and all these games could be a big attraction. Yeah. But it's eyes, right? We just have
I think that's all we're missing, really, because we have. If you would have asked 8 months ago, then it might have been because we don't have good enough projects. We only had a couple of really good projects, but now I feel like we've got 10, 15 projects that are really good. Yeah, and I don't think there's anything holding us back besides people just coming over and checking it out.
Right.
Yeah. Well, I think there's a lot still in development that's going to be really great. So I think time and eyes will be the big two.
The thing that I see, the biggest difference really in what projects do is creators do on Solana or on Algo or Ethereum is that they have the ability to airdrop tokens that are actually worth money, and that's a big draw, if you can go and get a DGOT and get hundreds of dollars airdropped to you every month, then that's gonna help. That's gonna be a big advantage. But you couldn't. I don't think we could do it here on Algo yet, just because we don't have enough people. We're just gonna be dumping on each other, And And so, I mean, that kind of thing, I think holds us back from Solana. But I mean, all we need is more people,
right?
For it to be a healthy ecosystem because you can't have a coin that 200 people are trading,
No, because eventually there is the person, there's always somebody that shows up last. Well, I mean, I follow because at my Algorand, I always kind of talk about where Algo is standing on CoinMarketCap. And we are barely holding up above ApeCoin. Like it's always Algo and ApeCoin. I'm like, so speaking of like an NFT token that they just got for free. And it's like, I mean, I think that thing was over $20 a coin or whatever. Yeah, calling that a coin is a tragedy. It's not a coin. But anyways. All right, guys. Well, hey, look, Bama, PDaddy, DevFraccas, and Blockrunner, thank you so much for making it so complicated for me to say your names because I'm like stumbling around. I'm like, I don't know. But I appreciate it. I had a lot of fun talking to you guys. And I hope you guys, I hope everybody out there learned about these two projects, these exciting projects in the Algorand ecosystem. And yeah, it was my pleasure to have you guys on.
Thanks so much.
Thank you. It's a pleasure being here. Thanks, man.
All right. Here, I'm going to end this, but don't leave yet.
All right.
Don't you guys fucking leave.